Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about some specific moons yogas, and today we're going to talk about the Vasumati yoga. Now, Vasumati actually means wealthy. It means wealth producing. So that equates to riches, money. This is actually what it means. But what the Vasumati yoga is, it is when you have specific planets from the moon. So we're talking about the moon's yoga. So in other words, we are counting from the moon in the chart, not from the ascendant. So looking at the moon in the chart, you will continue to count clockwise. When we're looking at the South Indian style chart, remember that the planets move clockwise. So what I'm talking about is looking at the planets in forward direction from the moon. We don't go back, we only look at the planets moving forward. So we're going to be looking at these planets moving forward from the natal moon in the chart. So these are all what we call Chandra yogas. So this is moon yogas. And for the Vasumati yoga to be operative in a chart, you must have the three benefics, which we're going to be looking at the three natural benefics, Jupiter, Venus, and Mercury. Those are the three natural benefics that we're looking for, where they're placed from the moon. And they must be placed in the Upachaya houses. What are the Upachaya houses? The Upachaya houses, actually Upachaya means that over time things improve and get better. It's like this growing, like a muscle that more it's worked, the more it grows. So the more it multiplies and gets better. So these houses deal with over time, hard work makes you better and improves your life. So that's what these houses are all about. What are the Upachaya houses? They're houses 3, 6, 10, and 11. Now, some Vedic astrologers think the true Upachaya houses are only 3, 6, and 11. But I am definitely in the school of thought that the 10th house is Upachaya just as much as the other Upachayas. So we're going to be looking at the Upachaya houses as houses 3, 6, 10, and 11. Now, we are talking about the moon's yogas. So let me remind you, this is not from the ascendant. This is counting from the moon. So from the moon, houses 3, 6, 10, and 11, we have to have the three natural benefics in these houses. So that means that Venus, Jupiter, and Mercury must be in houses 3, 6, 10, or 11. And they can be in any combination in these houses. It doesn't matter if you have 1 in the 6th and 2 in the 10th. Or if you have all 3 in the 10th and 1 in the 11th. Or if you have them all in the 6th, all in the 3rd, all in the 11th, all in the 10th. Any combination, it doesn't matter. Now remember, Mercury is never going to get that far from Venus because they travel with the sun. So it's not like you can have Venus and Mercury spaced way apart from one another. So Jupiter will be the one that is going to be, that can be spaced in the opposite part of the chart. But let's look at a particular person who has this Vasumati yoga that is definitely a rags to riches kind of guy. It is one of the founders of America, Andrew Carnegie. And let me say this, it was hard to find somebody with this yoga. This yoga is not common. It's kind of rare. It's hard to find. So you're not going to find it in every chart you're looking at, but you're definitely going to want to see if you have it in your chart. So Andrew Carnegie, let's put his chart up. I have him born November 25th, 1835 at 6 a.m. in Scotland. So looking at this, his ascendant is in Libra, but we're going to be focusing in on his moon in this case. So look over at his moon, which is in Capricorn, and we will begin the counting going forward, going clockwise to where both Jupiter, Venus, and Mercury are from the moon. So Jupiter, let's count from the moon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have Jupiter in the 6. Remember, we're looking for the Upachaya houses. 3, 6, 10, and 11. Jupiter's in the 6th. Where is Mercury and where is Venus? Mercury is in the 10th house from the moon. And furthermore, Venus is in the 11th house from the moon, a perfect Vasumati yoga. And I have to say, Andrew Carnegie didn't come from wealth. He is a self-made man. And that's what you're going to find with the Vasumati yoga. It's the rags to riches yoga, the one where people build from the ground up their wealth, their esteem, their success. Rags to riches yoga is the Vasumati yoga, because here is an individual that really built his life. In case you don't know who Andrew Carnegie is, where have you been? No, but he was the one that had the steel company that built America, literally, the steel, put the railroads. And then, as a philanthropist, as he later became one of the richest men in the world, he opened all the public libraries. And he was all about education, learning, teaching, and building and business. So he was a businessman, and that's what this chart says. And if you want to just look at his chart for just another moment, in this chart, you can see so many instances for great wealth with his Libra ascendant. He has Saturn exalted in the first house. This is called one of the great yogas of men. The Saturn is this Sasha yoga, being in the first house, but it's also, we call these yogas when a planet is exalted or in its own sign, in an angular house. It is one of these Mahapurusha yogas, which means yogas of great men. And each one of the 5 planets, when you have them in their own sign or their exaltation sign in houses 1, 4, 7, or 10, then that planet becomes the stamp of that individual, what they're all about. And exalted Saturn means the discipline, the focus, the structure are all what he was about. The work ethic, working hard. Exalted Saturn in the first house. Sasha yoga. So then going to the second house, you know that he has to have a powerful second house, being as wealthy as he was. So looking at that, here we have Mars, Venus, Sun, and Ketu. Mars being in Scorpio, the ruler of the second in the second, with Venus, which is the ruler of the first in the second, with Mars, ruler of the second. This is a great Dana yoga. Dana means wealth producing, when the ruler of the first is with the ruler of the second in the second house. And additionally, I might add the sun being there. Well, the sun rules the 11th house, and that's the other house of wealth and money and great gains. The second and the 11th deal with money, and anytime you have great wealth, you're going to see how the second house and the 11th house are connected. And in this case, he has the ruler of the 11th in the second house, and that is the sun, plus it's also conjunct Venus and Mars, which all equate to a very powerful Dana Yoga. But on top of that, when you see the Vasumati Yoga in his chart, then you know that this is a self-made man. It didn't come from inheritance. It didn't come from other people. It came from himself, and he built it. This is the beauty and the power of the Vasumati Yoga, which means riches and wealth. When you have the three benefics, Jupiter, Venus, and Mercury in the Upachaya houses, 3, 6, 10, and 11. So with that, I'd like to close. And if you would like to learn more about me, you can always go to my website, which is galacticcenter.org. Or if you would love to learn Vedic astrology, this is just one of the things from the classes that I teach at my university, which it's an all online course, which is, go to my website, University of Vedic Astrology.com. Thank you.